Hi, I'm Jeff Hoffman. This training module is called Leveraging Relationships and Maximizing Your Warm Market. If you're like me, you don't like receiving cold calls. And even more so, you don't like to make them. See, personally, I don't know anyone who likes to make cold calls. So here's the great news. You don't have to make cold calls to build a huge portfolio in MSIQ. In fact, you can accomplish this goals by mastering key concepts to leverage existing warm market relationships to get referrals. So let's look at a few concepts. The first concept is what I call the 250 by 250 rule. Now, it's common knowledge that most people know about 250 people. So that means that each of us, when we start our business in MSIQ, have 250 people in our sphere of influence that we can reach out to. So think about that for a moment. I mean, right out of the gate. I mean, in your MSIQ business, you have 250 people that you can contact and let them know what you're now doing. And that should get you pretty excited. So take out your prospect list and just write down every person that you know. Now, here's what I commonly hear. People say, Jeff, you know, I do know a lot of people, but only a small percentage of those people own businesses. And after I reach out with them, I'll probably have to go out into the cold market and prospect for business. So if you're thinking that, hold on just a minute. I mean, listen in real closely. If you know 250 people, then they know 250 people. I mean, you've just multiplied your warm market by 62,500 people. And if you reach out to each one of them, think about this. Each one of them knows 250 people. Now you have 15,625,000 people you could potentially contact. Now, I know that's a huge stretch, but I think you get the point about leveraging numbers. You know, it's really not who you know, it's who the people that you know. And that's another concept I want to share with you. It's not who you know, it's who they know, who those 250 people know. Let me give you an example of this. In a former business of mine, I developed a relationship with a gentleman that I met at a networking function. And over the course of the year, he and I, discussed business and exchanged leads, but nothing of any real significance transpired. Then one day he handed me a lead. He said, Jeff, here, call this guy. He could be a good contact for you. I made the call. That one phone call turned into a series of phone calls and meetings that put over $200,000 in my pocket over the course of the next year. I'm not saying that to boast. The point I'm making here is that the people you know, the people you meet, the people you get introduced to can introduce you to other people who own businesses that can put a lot of money in your pocket. So let me ask you a question. Why do those people give you referrals? Why would that guy give me a contact? Why would somebody in your warm market, for example, introduce you to someone they know? Now, the common responses I get are this, oh, well, they just want to help me, or maybe there's something in it for them. Now, both of these statements, they're true, but I believe that the biggest reason that people give you introductions, the greatest reason why people give you referrals, is because they're glad they know you. So let me ask you, are people glad they know you? I mean, that's a question to ponder. Are people glad they know you? I mean, what do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. I mean, do people like you? Do people genuinely like you? Do you bring value to people's lives? Do you make them smile? Do you know what people want? The people that you know, do you know what they want? Do you know the things, the goals that they want to achieve in their life, the things that they want to make happen? And are you genuinely interested in helping them get it? Now let me ask you, when was the last time that you called somebody in your sphere of influence or your network or somebody that you know, and you just asked them this simple question, how can I help you? Or you ask them, hey, is there anything I can do for you? Zig Ziglar is one of the all-time great motivational speakers. And he has a saying that I love. He said, if you can help enough other people get what they want, you will get everything in life that you want. Helping other people get what they want makes them glad that they know you, and then makes them want to help you. This leads me to my next concept. Be curious about people. I mean, be genuinely curious about people. Let me ask you, are you curious about people? You should always be asking people questions about things that are going on in their life. What are they working on? What goals are they focused on? What are they most excited about in their life? One of my mentors is this guy by the name of Mel Kaufman. And Mel Kaufman is in his 80s, and he's just so passionate about his life. And he begins every conversation, every time I talk to him, he says, Jeff, what are you passionately working on right now? You see, there are two things that happen when we're asked that question. Number one is it presupposes that I'm passionately working on something. So if we ask somebody, what are you passionately working on right now, it presupposes that they're passionately working on something. Then secondly, it leads to a conversation about what the person is passionate about. And when you engage people in conversations about something they're passionate about, they get excited, and they will inevitably ask you what you're passionate about. And that's called the law of reciprocity. You can read all about the law of reciprocity in a book called Influence by Dr. Robert Cialdini. Now, I highly recommend you go out and get the book, but the law of reciprocity simply means that people will reciprocate. They will feel compelled. If you give something to them, you ask them a question about what they're passionate about, they will reciprocate and ask you that same question. When you ask people what they're excited about in their life, they will most likely ask you the same question. And this is a great opportunity. Think about this, a great opportunity for them to ask you, what are you passionate about? What are you working on? And you can share with them your goals, your visions, your dreams for MSIQ that will ultimately lead to some referral opportunities and some great introductions. This mutual giving and receiving is something that makes people glad that they know you. And my final idea here is on leveraging relationships and asking for referrals. Now here's what I've found in my professional experience. Most people, they just simply fail to ask for referrals on a consistent basis. But even those who do, even those who are consistent in asking for referrals, they typically don't ask in an effective way. I recently read an article published by the Word of Mouth Marketing Organization. They're an organization that researches word of mouth marketing concepts. And here's what this article said about sales professionals. It said most sales professionals fail to capitalize on referral opportunities because they don't know how to properly ask for them. Now, if you're asking for referrals and not getting them, perhaps you're not asking properly. Here are a few quick tips to bolster your referrals. Number one, keep in touch consistently. Now, there are so many ways today to keep in touch with people in our network and our sphere of influence. The majority of people, they use email, and what we're seeing more and more that businesses are sending out these nice multicolored newsletters, and those things are fine. I mean, email and newsletters, those things are fine. But I find is that the traditional means of touching people, picking up the phone and making a phone call, or sitting down and writing a personal note, those are the best methods for touching people. And think about that. When somebody calls you and says hello, and maybe ask you a question, hey, is there anything I can help you with, right now? Or somebody sends you a little personal note saying they were thinking about you. How does that make you feel? See, if you were to just sit down every day and make 5 phone calls or send out 2 personal notes, what impact would that make on your business? And the second principle here is that you need to ask questions that stimulate the subconscious mind. Constantly be asking people, who do they know that has a business? Who do they know that has a business that's looking to save money? And if you're looking to bring on new agents in your agency, you could ask people, who do they know? Who's the most successful person they know? Who do they know that's looking to supplement their income or perhaps change careers? You can also ask people the next time that they go into a business is say, hey, Mike, the next time you go into a business, hey, grab a business card or ask who the owner is. Perhaps I could save that business owner money. We want to put that into our people in our sphere of influence. We want to put that into their subconscious mind. You see, getting referrals is simply a matter of positioning yourself the right way with people so they eagerly want to help you. And remember this eternal truth. Out of sight, out of mind. You have to keep yourself in front of your relationships at all time. And if you focus and discipline yourself on this one principle, you will create a huge business with MSIQ and become financially free. This is Jeff Hoffman reminding you to carry the torch high.